technology that is built for your every sense. Acer Pure from Acer.
Well, first up on the bulletin, let's tell you about the India-US equation right now. Right amongst the tariffs, the 50% tariffs which have been imposed on India. India, however, has been resilient all along and very clear about the red lines that it has drawn. In fact, top sources from the Ministry of Commerce have now told Times Now that discussions on tariffs are still on, but certain red lines cannot be negotiated with, that India will not budge. That discussions were always on and it never really came to a complete halt. But India does not want to raise any hopes, but we are keeping everything in mind. Well, this is what top sources of the Ministry of Commerce have told Times Now. Let me go across to Shivam. Shivam, this is in line with the Prime Minister and the public addresses that he's been making, that we will ensure that for us it is India first, MEGA. India first will always dictate the way that India will conduct not just the bilateral conversations with America, but also the trade talks which are currently on. What exactly do we know so far?
Well, Meghna, for now, India has made its stance clear and the Ministry of Commerce have also made its stance clear that yes, the negotiations are open, but this time terms and conditions are applied from our side as well. There has been a constant pressure put up by the US government, by the United States regarding the tariff war, and there was a lot of uncertainty. But today the Ministry of Commerce, top sources from the Ministry of Commerce have exclusively spoken to Times Now and they have revealed that yes, the negotiations are still open. It is not the end game. It will not be like this. We are currently working to build up a common consensus, but at the same time, there needs to be certain red lines, certain limits that should not be pushed from the US side. And India has made it clear that those red lines will not be negotiated at all. As you mentioned, this was in line with the speech of Prime Minister Narendra Modi that happened on 15th August from Lal Killa and other parts as well, that we are keeping India first, the benefits and the interests of the Indian and the sector which are almost sacred to Indian will not be negotiated, will not be given to any country for granted. So this is a huge statement coming from the Ministry of Commerce side who have been in line with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's approach and have said that those negotiations, those red lines are not in any questions and those red lines will stay intact. And yes, we are ready to build a common consensus. We all understand the globalization, the importance of trade among the different countries, but at the same time, sacrificing the interests of the common people, of the citizens of India is something that the Ministry of Commerce is not ready to do so far.
Well, in fact, do stay on with us. We'll just come back to you for more inputs on that, but it's important for us to explain to our viewers as well how Trump's tariffs, after they have officially kicked off, what is the inside scoop which is going to come in on the pushback strategy of India? Well, this is the big scoop that sources are telling us at the highest level, that communication channels are open and continue to be open despite the fact that 50% tariff has already been imposed. Second scoop is that all channels are open to try and resolve the issues. India is not confrontational right now. It is trying to figure out via dialogue how to get a BTA, a bilateral trade agreement with America. Also, the third scoop is that the government assures that there are going to be exporters on tariffs as well, that exports and exporters' needs and their interests are going to be kept as one of the top few criteria for the government. Also, the fourth scoop is that the impact is likely to be as severe as it appears that it hasn't. Because remember, there has been a long-term strategy also that India has been coming up. In fact, let's get you some more breaking news.